Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Building with Antonio. Of course, Antonio's not here. He is out of town. He will be out of town until Wednesday, so you guys will have my beautiful face until then. Actually, no, you'll have my face until Friday. Yeah, okay. Oh, WonderCon. You know what, Grace? I'm gonna let you handle this. Go ahead. I'm just saying y'all might want to be there. It's gonna be fire.
All right, beautiful people. Let's see, all the people that are on right now, they're all going. they're all going. I'm gonna say it anyway, but I'll say it again throughout the call when other people hop on. But until tonight at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, all WonderCon tickets are 60% off. All WonderCon tickets are 60% off. So I encourage you to get with me. Get with me. But in order to take advantage of this Labor Day flash sale, it started yesterday, but it ends today. In order to take advantage of this Labor Day flash sale, it has to be the ticket price has to be paid in full. There are no payments. Antonio said, tell everyone there's no payment. You got to pay it in full to get this 60% off flash sale. So Labor Day flash sale until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. All WonderCon tickets are 60% off. And I'm telling you, I looked at the price. I did the math on these prices, and that is, okay. That is a steal. You want to get that. So if you was like, man, I want to be in attendance and I want to do the diamond, right now is the time to do it. Okay. Right now is the time to do it. So I will come back on periodically, and raise my hand and then let people know again, hey, until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight, all WonderCon tickets are 60% off. So come on, get your tickets. Don't miss out. All right, DeMarie.
My volume cut out. What did you just say?
Oh, I was just repeating that all WonderCon tickets are 60% off.
All right. And Grace, if you want to go ahead and put that link in the chat. Right.
Okay, I'll put the link in the chat, but in order to take advantage of the 60%, you got to call me.
Yeah, call. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Grace. I forgot just that fast. I'm so used to you putting a link in the chat. Right. WonderCon.
Call me. 60% off tickets.
60%, yes. 60% off. Call Grace. WonderCon. You want to get 60% off all Grace. Okay. Let us get started this way. Am I missing anything, Grace? WonderCon. Am I missing anything?
If you don't have ATS leads, get that too.
If you don't have ATS leads, get that. Definitely get that. Thursdays, there's no longer an 8 a.m. on Thursdays. And I will be teaching on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Sometimes I want to say specific. I don't know why. It's 9 a.m. specific. But no, the Always Becoming classes started Thursdays at 11 a.m. Central. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Okay, let's get started because today I want to talk about finding satisfaction in growth. Finding satisfaction in growth. First, I'm going to give some definitions. Just for those who are going to listen later. So the definition of growth is the process of development, improvement, or expansion in various aspects of life, including your personal, professional, emotional, and intellectual growth. Mind, body, soul, spirit. And the definition of satisfaction is the feeling of contentment, fulfillment, or happiness derived from one's experiences, achievements, or progress. So, how many of you raise your hands? You can unmute your mic. Go through a point where you are not finding contentment or fulfillment or happiness from your experiences, your achievements, or your progress when it comes to the development, the improvement, or the expansion of various aspects of your life. I've been there. Should I repeat that? Y'all want me to repeat it?
That's me.
And so today, that's why I want to not talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to talk at you. We're going to have a conversation. Finding satisfaction and growth, it gets hard at times because you see growth. Y'all know the expression, man, I take 2 steps forward and 10 steps backwards. Yeah, that part right there. That's when it becomes hard to find satisfaction in your growth. Can you hear me kind of okay? I know I'm in Starbucks and I know it's a little loud in the back. I'm not in my normal. Okay. Normally I sit a little further away from the little work, the station. Okay. That's what we're talking about. Finding satisfaction in growth. That's the title for today too, Grace. Finding satisfaction in growth. Oh, I already got it there, my bad. So again, I want to define growth and define satisfaction. Growth is the process of development, improvement, or expansion in various aspects of life, including your personal, professional, emotional, and intellectual. Put that there for you. And then you have satisfaction. Satisfaction is the feeling of contentment, fulfillment, or happiness derived from one's experiences, achievements, or progress. And at times it's hard to find satisfaction in your growth because stuff happens. Life happens. And again, that 2 steps forward, 10 steps backwards. But the importance of finding satisfaction in your personal growth is because it leads to a more fulfilling, meaningful life. When you count your victories, you can see your growth. And growth isn't, and it's one of those things that doesn't, like there's no check mark for it. Like there's no, okay, mental health, check. Okay, emotional health, check. Okay, there's no check mark. There's no check boxes for it. It's the little things that happen that nobody sees. The revelation that you have in the middle of a conversation, or the peace that you find in a storm that normally would destroy you. And when we get to a point where we find satisfaction in that, we have a more fulfilling life, mentally and emotionally. It's more fulfilling. We get to a point where we start releasing things. Like when we have satisfaction in our growth, we start releasing and we start saying, you know what? I've grown past that. I'm okay. And then your confidence, your confidence is boosted. You know you can do it. You know you can get through it. You know there's nothing that can stop you. And the finding satisfaction in growth gets you to a point in life where everything is okay. You know, and Tony always tells us everything's perfect. But when you get to a point where you are satisfied with your growth, that actually reigns true to you. Now, I'm one of those people like, look, I'm not satisfied yet. I still ain't got this. I still ain't got that. I feel like I should be here mentally. I feel like I should be there emotionally. which I feel like I should be 165 pounds physically. I mean, so I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And I learned something from Antonio, and he teaches it all the time, but sometimes somebody can teach something over and over again, and all of a sudden it catches like 20 years later. You're like, oh, that's what they meant. he he always tells me, well, first off, there's no such thing as time, which I'm starting to understand that concept. If you have not seen the movie Arrival, I need y'all to go watch that. It'll blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind. But Antonio always teaches the more gratitude you have, the more gratitude you receive. It's the law of attraction. Well, it works the same way when it comes to your personal growth. When you find peace, happiness, understanding, and satisfaction within your personal growth, you start getting more of that. Now, how many of you are like me and you have this amazing revelation and you're sitting there, you're like living it and you're excited and you're happy and everything is at peace and you're all like you're on your P's and Q's, and then all of a sudden you find yourself one day right back at the beginning of a cycle and you're like, how in the hell did I get here? At what point did I forget the victory I just had? Okay. I just would do that. I didn't even know lie. I just would do that over the past like 4 days. Yesterday is when it hit me. Like, wait a minute. I just did it again. And that's because I realized that I really haven't found satisfaction in my growth. I haven't found satisfaction in my personal growth because life happened. And if I had found satisfaction, I would attract more of that satisfaction. So I want to ask you guys a question. Wait, I had it. Where did I put it? Okay, here we go. So I want to start off with alignment. So one of the things that I've learned when it comes to finding that satisfaction is understanding when you're in alignment. And this refers to like aligning your actions, your choices, and your values with yourself, with your true self, your inner desires, your soul. And this can lead to a sense of authenticity and purpose, which I am finding out. So what does it mean to you to align your actions, your choices, and your values with your true self and inner desires? Like, really think about that question, and then what does that look like to you? Because these are questions that I've started asking myself. Okay, if this is what you're doing, what does it look like? How does this alignment look? For me, it's mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual wholeness. I have a track for the mental and the spiritual and emotional. But Miss Susan, that physical part, let me tell you something. It get hard not to eat a piece of strawberry cake. And wait a minute, y'all. So it was my stepdad's birthday this weekend, and my mom used to make these amazing, wonderful Jello pies. It's like she took Jello and then she took whipped cream and then she put fruit in it and mixed it together and then put it in a graham cracker crust. I see Miss Susan. So it was my stepdad's birthday, right? And he really likes Jello, but he's been going through some health things, so he's been cutting out a lot of stuff. And I was like, well, it's a pie. I'm like, okay, cool. So I made a strawberry. And it was so good. I didn't behave, Miss Susan. I'm not gonna lie, I did not behave. I kept a pie at the house, and I took a pie to my stepdad, and Antonio maybe got a quarter of that pie, and now it's gone. So when it comes to the mental, physical, emotional, the mental, spiritual, and emotional alignment, I falter at times, but at least I have that. But that physical, I'm still working on that one. So to you guys, what does alignment
Diana,
mean? Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
I'm going to have to say something here.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know,
I'm working on it.
what you have to do is before you go to something like that, you have to let them know ahead of time and stick with it, because you actually could be helping them. You know, if they model your behavior, your dad needs to model, that behavior of not, and then your stepmom won't make those things to be tempting. I mean, you could have had some frozen blueberries with this. They have it at Publix. And I think they have it other places. It doesn't have sugar and everything in it, but it's like an ice creamy thing, creamy on top, and then put some nuts on it, and it's really good. Phil has that every evening. I have it without the white stuff and the almonds, but that's the blueberries. And once you get sugar out of your system, it really doesn't taste good. So
You're right. I agree.
it takes a while. So for you, especially, what you're doing, that's good that you have that example now. I guess I'll give you that. But you had other ones you could have used as you go into your teachings.
Yeah, I
So,
remember last week when Susan wasn't on, and I told you about that commercial where the little kid comes on and say, "Bullshit, it's bullshit."
oh
I can't
yeah,
say
well,
that.
I'm
I can't
gone.
say that. I can't say that to Susan, but it was running through my head. Susan, you know I love you and I respect you, but that commercial keeps running through my head.
Yeah, well, I was gone. I guess a lot sugary things went on. But anyway, Deanna, that's a way. You have to set your intention and your mind when you go to events like that, what you're going to do, and then be an example. Because probably most of those people wish they had the willpower to do that, wish they could, be disciplined enough to do that. So you have all the knowledge and the tools now. So, I mean, people say, oh, just a little bit right here and gonna hurt anything. Well, it probably won't.
Oh, no,
But
you will.
In that little instant, if you don't do it for another month, but it's not something you want to do, because then that craving's still there. You'll get rid of the craving and you won't desire it. You got to get to that point
Right.
of not
Exactly.
desiring it. And then even did you bring some home for Antonio? Did you say?
I shared a piece. Just a small piece.
Yeah.
Just a small piece.
So anyways, I mean, I'm not trying to be a bad guy. I mean, it took
Oh,
me
no, no,
a
no. No,
while
not at
to
all.
get there myself, so don't think that
Oh,
but
no. Oh, you cut your hair.
yeah, I cut it and I layered it myself too, just to,
Oh, okay.
I have thick hair and you
I
have
just
to
noticed
tame
you
it
got it
down.
all flip.
Yeah, I know.
Looking cute this morning. Where you going, Miss Susan? Do we need to fly out to Florida?
I went to this and I'm in this important meeting here that,
Okay.
well,
But no, what you're saying, Miss Susan, is one of those things of finding satisfaction in your growth process, because again, it's a holistic integrity. It's mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And well, that's what it is for me. Finding that contentment and that fulfillment in that personal development. And if I would find satisfaction in the growth of, I don't crave sugar as much as I used to, the more of that not craving sugar like I used to is going to come up to a point where it won't be a craving anymore. Like here recently, I've been seeing, so the universe talks to you and the universe will tell you what your next step is. That's something that I have the last week has been really strong on that, especially last night. Last night I actually saw the god Horus in the cloud, which is crazy, but I saw it. And with that, it lets me know that my personal growth process, I'm moving into the next area of the journey. So there's some aspects of my growth that I have found satisfaction in, to the point where it's attracting more guidance to me. Because I've seen, my timelines have shifted. My timelines have gone from the TMZs and the world stars to the to the, for those of you who don't know what world star is, just know if it's rowdy and raunchy, it's a world star. And my timelines have shifted from that to holistic practitioners, to spiritual readers, to spiritual events and things like that. So when it comes to your finding satisfaction in your growth, you have to understand that there is a process, but if you pay attention to what the universe, what God, what your belief system is showing you, you will actually see where your process is going. Because when I first started this journey, I was perfect. Like, the only thing I needed from Antonio was him to teach me how to build my business. That was it. And then he said, well, you need to be in my leadership class. Okay, well, I'll be in leadership class because, I need to be a leader in my company. So being a leader in my company, I can see, that makes sense. So I'll be in the class. Then he started teaching. The person read the book, Peaks and Valleys. I'm like, cool, okay. So in my business, there's going to be peaks and there's going to be valleys. So hear my words. So for my business, when I'm in the valley, that's where I prepare so I can stay on my peak in my business longer. So in my head, okay, well, when I'm in the valley, let me make sure that all my clients got their stuff together. So that way, when we all go on the peak together, we can stay up there longer so we can enjoy the riches. This is my thought process. And then he introduced the book Integrity. I didn't finish it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Because I got a certain way in it. And I'm like, he talked about wakes, how people feel when I leave them. People feel great when I leave them. Everybody loves me. And then he had us do a project and go to the people he loved the most and ask them, how do they feel when you leave the room? How dare you? I found out that it wasn't as great as I thought. That some people were happy when I left the room. And that's when my journey started, because I understood that in order for me to be good at business, people actually gotta like me. But people really didn't like me. So if they don't like me, what am I supposed to do with that? And then my self-esteem got attacked. Because, well, wait, again, didn't know I needed to work on myself. I was a people pleaser. So wait a minute, you're telling me that the people that I thought liked me don't like me? Well, why don't you like me? What do I need to do for you to like me? Like, do I need to say yes to everything? And then I start saying yes to stuff I don't want to say yes to. But this is at the beginning of my journey. And during this journey, I didn't understand and have satisfaction from my growth. I actually hated it. I hated it with a passion. Because when you grow, you gotta break through the soil, right? when you plant the seed, it's in darkness. And then they gotta grow up or and break through the soil. Yeah, I ain't feel like coming out the darkness that I didn't even know I was in. Like, bruh, what you doing? You doing too much. Go sit down somewhere. You know what? I'm just gonna stay my tail at home. I'm no longer driving an hour out here for you to just beat on me. Just to drive back home and have a whole hour to myself to contemplate everything that just happened to me. I'm not gonna do this anymore. Yet I put myself through that torture for 3 years. Never finished a book because every time I started a book, I got further than I did the year before, but then I had to stop again because it had me messed up. But once I got through the personal development, through the leadership classes, and once I started paying attention to other things, because it was more than just the leadership class. It came to a point where I had to start doing some self-reflection. See, Antonio tells y'all the story about when we used to call my son a loser. The day we almost fought, like really, I was ready. Because on that day, he had me all the way, and I was ready. I mean, y'all have seen Antonio. He's not a little dude. You know, I ain't a little girl either, but you know, there's two different trainings here. You know, you have military training, you got the natural, you got me messed up training. And but I was ready. I knew if I just duck and dodged, if I can get one good hit in, I'll be okay. Because once he laid hands on me, it was over. I wasn't coming back up after that. Because his fist is the size of both of mine put together. But no, but just that was the day that I really, everything that I learned in those leadership classes started coming up. Because he made the point, so aren't you a loser? I'm like, well, yeah. I didn't believe him when I said it, but you know. He said, so what do you think you gave birth to? That's when it dawned on me. Wait a minute. Because he's going to get everything that I know. And if I'm losing, he came out losing. So then it was like, okay, now I got to focus on him. See, now it's all about focusing on the kid. Make sure the kid don't make the same mistakes I made. But he's my first. So every time he cries, I'm right there. See, and that's when I started learning the difference between directly taught and indirectly taught. See, now I'm indirectly teaching him that I don't have to be strong. If I just cry, my mommy will come running. I don't have to fight my own battles because if I cry, my mommy will come running. There are no consequences because all I have to do is cry and mommy will come running and she'll just hug me and forget everything. And as I started learning these things, I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, okay, so if I learned stuff indirectly, what in the hell am I teaching my kid indirectly? And then it's like, I learned this directly. So, and then Shannon came in. If y'all remember Shannon, for those of you who are here, Shannon Clark is a really good friend of ours, and she was working on her doctorate. And she came in one time, and she was very distraught. And we was all like, what was going on? I mean, she was emotionally broken. And something happened at her school with a kid, and the mom came in. Before the kid could even say anything, the mom had already put hands on the child. And she said, I don't understand. She said she wasn't whipping the child because of what the child did. She didn't even have the opportunity to talk to the kid. She was whipping the kid because of how the kid made her look. The child embarrassed her. And I sat back for a second. I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me some of the whippings I used to get was because I was embarrassing my parents and not because of what I did? And then it dawned on me even more. Wait a minute. So if I don't control myself, I'm gonna take it out on my kid.
Yeah, that's called whooping out of frustration.
Exactly. And I'm just telling y'all my growth journey. And there are things that I appreciate that I've learned. And the things that I've appreciated and had satisfaction with when it came to my growth are the things that I still hold on today. The importance of having that satisfaction with your growth process is because law of attraction, you get more things to be satisfied with that growth process, and it sticks. Because from there, it gives you the confidence to explore more. There's no way I would have recognized the God horse in the cloud. I mean, seriously, the cloud. And it was crazy. I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, that looked like Osiris. No, it's not Osiris. It's Horus. And then I went and looked, and it had the beak. And then there's a picture of him standing like this, and he has like this staff over here. So I saw his beak, and then I saw the staff, and then it's just the solid bottom. And because of the satisfaction that I've had in my growth, I've explored other things. I've allowed my childness to be curious. So I've explored the Egyptian gods, I've explored the Greek gods, I've explored the Orishas, I've explored the gods of the Aruban people. I've explored all these things, and because I've opened myself up, I'm getting more information. I'm getting more signals, more signs. So the question that I have for everyone today is, what does it mean to you to align your actions, your choices, and your values with your true self and inner desires? And two-part question. And what has happened during this process that has given you satisfaction in your growth, I know y'all, it's a two-part question. I know, Grace, I did too much.
That was a lot. Ask it again.
What does it mean to you to have full alignment? What does it mean to you to align your actions, your choices, and your values with your true self? And then what have you received? Like what growth have you seen from aligning your choices and your actions and your values with your true self? I'll give you an example. Antonio told us 95% of the stuff he don't even worry about it anymore. He has a top 5%. And once he aligned himself with that, and he always says, I'm all about my Father's purpose. Once he aligned himself with that, things just started happening out of nowhere. So what does it mean to you to align your actions, your choices, and your values with your true self? And what growth have you seen from doing this? Thank you, Grace.
I'm looking at the first, let me answer the first question first. I think I really believe that I had to get past the representative. That was probably the biggest thing, because once I had all the things that I felt like I needed to do, but then of course I felt like I had things that I had to do for other people, and my decisions. I think some of the decisions I was making was on other people, but then when I was like, you know what, I had to get past the representative, like who I really am. And what that looks like is making my own choices, saying this is what I want to do, even if nobody is on board with me, saying that this is what Renee's gonna do. Some people may look at me and kind of give me some faces or whatever, but this is my life. I have to do this for me. And if I'm not being honest with myself, then I'm all jacked up. I'm pretty much a puppet, and I don't want to be a puppet. But my values, okay, what does it mean? What does it mean to you to align your actions, choices, and values? It's basically just being. Oh, that was weird. It's just knowing who you really are and going for what you want. Like for me, I want to be an excellent. I want people to read my words. I want those words to resonate with people, and I want people to be able to speak to for the different things that I say to be quotes to somebody, because it means something to them. Like it hits them. That's I seek to be an inspiration to others. So that means that I have to, the decisions that I make, I'm like, okay, I want it to uplift me, but then I also want it to uplift others, because I believe that every encouragement that I've done, it starts with myself. So I have to make those decisions. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's tougher, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. So I guess that's and I've seen a lot of growth in myself just because I'm acknowledging who I really am and not who other people want me to be. There's a strength that I feel. There's a boldness that I feel because I'm just being unapologetically Renee. I'm just like, this is me. Do I always make sense? No. Do I sometimes go to the bottom of the ocean? Yes. But that's me. That is who I truly am. And I seek to inspire others because I believe that anything is possible. I truly do. I believe anything is possible. I don't believe in being negative. I believe you should be honest, but I don't believe in being negative. And those are the choices that I make for myself. But that's what I hope that other people see. So that's just being honest with me. Thanks.
I thank you because everything you just said, you just summed up my whole morning, like for real. Because you said, "Well, I feel more," especially you said, "I feel more confident." I feel the boldness. That's what happened.
It's
That's what
peaceful,
happened,
yo. It's so awesome. I never thought I'd get here, but I'm here.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is finding satisfaction in growth. Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you so much, so very much. Go ahead, Trinace.
So many people in life won't even get to this point. That's the first thing, because we have been told no, stop, don't do that our entire lives. So although we were born, I'm about to sneeze, with a blank slate, somebody else created the representative. And it's hard to break that representative as long as you're still connected to your mom and them. They don't respect your growth. They don't respect your journey, your family members. And it's hard to even realize that you're not even aligned if you're not even connected with people who are walking that lifestyle out. That means in church too, because how many times do people go to church and represent hallelujah at the church, and as soon as they get outside the door, or not even outside the door, outside the sanctuary, and they represent back to being an asshole. So, I mean, to be in alignment, that takes you to finally start saying yes to you. It starts and saying yes to you means telling somebody else, fuck you. How about that? I don't want to do that and not having to give a reason, because when you do stuff, people ask why. Usually when they ask me why, I be like, because I don't feel like it. You don't deserve no answer. So until we can learn how to begin to align ourselves that way with choosing ourselves, and it's not selfish. I was just having a conversation the other day about, it was just last night, and how, you know, a lot of people have rallied around my event. And when you told you selfish your whole life, you spend your whole life proving that you're not selfish. And then that puts you in a position where you're always doing stuff that you don't want to do. And you don't ask for help, knowing that you don't you don't want to ask for help, because then you're being selfish for asking for help. It's just a whole lot to that as you think about it. But you don't even really know until you have access to one person who is thinking different, and then another person that is thinking different. I guess that's what they call being stuck in the matrix. But you don't know until you see other people living their lives.
There you go. Thank you so much, Trinice. Thank you so much. Who else? Who else would like to answer the question? Now, before we continue, a word from our sponsors, Grace. We would like to speak to everyone about WonderCon.
Come on, ma'am. Why was you reading my brain? Listen. Read my brain over here. Listen. Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on. I just heard a loud beep in my home. And I think I heard, what's that on the outside where it sounds like something pops and all the electricity goes out?
A transformer blow?
That. Yeah, that. I don't know. Because I just heard, I guess maybe like the microwave came back on or whatever. I don't know if that's a generator or whatever's happening, but my lights didn't go off. Probably because we got a generator. Anyway, no worries about that. We're still good.
Generators are beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, if your lights went off and you hear like a motor running, your generator has kicked on.
Yeah, I just heard a loud pop outside. So it's
Yeah, that
okay.
might be.
But
WonderCon.
Listen, from now until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, there is a Labor Day flash sale going on. I spoke to a lot of people yesterday, let them know, sent them the different prices, the 60% off prices for the tickets. Depending on which type of ticket you want, it is 60% off until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. You must pay in full to take advantage of the Labor Day flash sale. So listen, if I were you, I would so do that. Okay, you can't beat this. Hold on, I'm gonna put these prices in the chat. Boom. Okay, listen. If you say, you know what, I want to come in person and I want this diamond ticket. Okay, today it is $999.60 instead of $24.99. So come on and get that. Or get in wherever you fit in, whether you want to come in person, whether you want to do the virtual because you just can't make it in person. But I want you to be there because I don't want anybody to miss WonderCon because Antonio always does top tier things. This is the 10X of esoteric conference. Okay, this is the way I equate it. Okay, it is going to be epic. It is that big. It is that phenomenal. And I'm telling you, with the speakers that he has lined up and the different topics, go to the website and look at, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Go to the website and look at what's going to be happening every day. You can't beat this. So come on, get your tickets. The only way to take advantage of this 60% off, you got to call me. Okay. If you go and get the link and go to the Want to Call website, you're gonna pay full price. Okay. Well, we're not gonna be mad at you. But if you want to take advantage of the 60% off, call me and we'll get you set up. All right.
All right. Thank you, Grace. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, I would like to announce to everyone that, give me 1 second, as soon as I find the link, I will put it in the chat. I would like to announce to everyone that I now have the Always Becoming podcast is now out. You will hear these classes as well as meditations, motivations, journal prompts. There'll be all kinds of conversations on there. You will also hear feedback from the book that's coming out. So there is the Amazon link. Here is the, wait, oh, that's what I meant. That's the Amazon link.
Hold on.
Here's
All
the
y'all
Apple link.
subscribe. Don't let us talk about it. Subscribe right now.
And y'all, I'm looking, here's the Spotify. Wait, I'm looking for the Google link. I don't have the Google link, but here's the Pandora link. It's on Pandora too. So the Always Becoming podcast is now out. I will upload weekly. So just go subscribe, have fun, and enjoy. Please feel free to email me if you have subjects that you would like to talk about. Email me. If you have questions, email me. If you have questions you want me to ask the audience, email me. I would love to do. Thank you very much. All right, that is it for our sponsors for the day. Now I want to talk to you guys. Grace. Now I want to talk to you guys about the challenges in pursuing personal growth. And the very first one I want to talk to you guys is one that actually hit me yesterday. Like, because Antonio asked me, he said, "Hey, how did your brain go yesterday?" And I was like, "Oh, I sabotaged." And he was like, "Well, that happens." And then I started sending him this string of, because normally I would tell him, "Oh, it went okay." Like I wouldn't, because y'all know when we sabotage, we don't want nobody to know we sabotage, because we don't want nobody to encourage us out of our self-sabotaging. So we started, because he's out of town, so we were going back and forth, and I was honest with him. I told him, I said, "Hey," I said, "I sabotaged." And he was like, and I told him, I said, "I feel it. I feel that I know I will help people. I just don't see how it's me." How many of y'all have been there? You felt deep down in you that I know I can do this. But is it really me? Like, is it like, am I the person to do it? Or am I just supposed to like tell somebody else and they do it?
Mm-hmm. And it makes you think of what Trinae said a week ago, and she talked about a good idea versus a God idea. And
Yes, ma'am.
Trinae's, and you said that to me, it's been sitting right here, probably right in my fallopian tube somewhere, because I was like, ooh. I mean, I had to kind of go there because I'm a female. I got to go there. But it's deep because not every idea is what we're supposed to do. But there are a lot of ideas. There are some ideas that are God ideas that we are supposed to do. We are. And I was like, ooh. And
Renee, excuse me for a second. Tell Prophet Jerry I sowed that seed. The book's supposed to arrive today. So thanks for his, it's supposed to arrive. That thing, the more it weighed on me, I just was like, Praise God, praise God, praise God. Tell him thank you so much. I just wanted, while you were talking, I had to say that. Okay. Sorry
Uh,
about
Uncle Romy Ron did it. The books are supposed to arrive today. That word that you that. Mhm.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
yes. I had to run in here and tell him.
Thank
But
you, thank you.
no problem. Well, I tell you, Trinae said that, and I thought, there's some things that I know I was not supposed to do it because things just kind of went, I was kind of amped up about it, but then sometimes I was like, ugh, I kind of felt that feeling like, I don't know. And I was just weird about it. But then some ideas are good ideas, but then other ones are just God ideas. If you don't hit this, if you don't do it, it's like it's like a void, if you don't do it. I feel that way about writing all the time. I'd be like, if I don't do this, then what am I supposed to do? I know my writing is a God idea because God put it in me. So if I don't do it, then it's like for naught. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, Deanna, because it kind of goes right there, good idea versus a God idea. But thanks, Trinae. It's been sitting with me right in here since you said it. Lord Jesus.
It felt on purpose. So I say, felt on purpose. Lord. When you have that God idea, when you realize your purpose, when you are about your Father's business, that fear of failure will creep in. And it will stop you from doing anything. And I'm gonna tell y'all, that's what happened to me yesterday. And the day before that, and the day before that. Yesterday was when I actually, like I tell y'all, I acknowledged what I was doing. Because if you can account for it, you can control it. Yesterday was when I accounted for it. And I just told him straight up, I said, I sabotaged. And I told him, I said, I feel it, that God idea, I feel it. And I feel it that I can change people's lives. But is it really me? Like, am I really, the one? I've been like Isaiah. Here I am, Lord. Choose me. But then when he chose me, I was like, wait, you sure? Like, you positive, right? I was just throwing an idea out there. I didn't really mean, choose me. I was just throwing an idea out there. But that's part of having satisfaction in your personal growth. Because when you have satisfaction in your personal growth, you become open to receiving the wisdom and the words of the universe that are telling you this is where we're going and this is your purpose. Especially when all your life you've been asking, what is my purpose here? Why am I even on this world? Why am I human? Why you may leave me up there in the stars? Why you didn't leave me one with the body? Why you had to dismember me so I had to remember? Why you just couldn't leave me there? I blame Antonio because he said we decided to do this together. I don't remember this decision. So Antonio, we need to have a conversation, okay? That about this time I'm ready to rejoin with the universe, okay? Because this stuff, this is for the birds. But all joking aside, one of the things that I've learned about personal growth is it's continuous. It's never a check mark of I accomplished this. It's okay, I have this realization, now I can knock down this wall. At this revelation, now I can knock down this wall. And it's a constant state of destroying walls that you put up over the years and that was put up before you were even here, because genetically we are tearing down walls that our ancestors put up. Mr. Phil tore down walls the day he was born. Miss Susan tore down walls when she discovered she can heal herself. Melissa tore down walls when she decided, you know what, I'm going to dig deeper into this. Go ahead, Miss Brenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Gonna get out my car.
Oh. So yesterday I found myself sitting in the middle of fear. And on this personal growth journey, I sat there and I realized that my fear is not only just a fear of failure, but it's a fear of actually succeeding. And the crazy thing is, that whole day, the universe had been giving me the answers to the question. Can I do it? Yes. Will you reach someone? Yes. Will I actually save a life? Yes. And he's been doing it since Thursday. But that fear was stronger. I'm going to say this, y'all. Don't throw stones, but that fear was stronger than God's voice. And I didn't realize how strong it was until yesterday. And so today I am making a conscious decision to find satisfaction in the fact that someone cashed at me just to say thank you. I saw poise, which is letting me know I'm on the right path. I've been getting gifts all week for no reason. And now I'm shifting into the fact of, okay, you're afraid of failing, but you also enjoy your comfort zone. See, that comfort zone mentality will heal you. But before I move into that comfort zone mentality, how many of you over this past week dealt with fear of failing? I'm just curious.
That
Say it
one,
again.
How many of y'all this week had that fear of failure battle? Just us four? Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? I asked that question because I want everyone to understand. No one suffers alone. No one suffers alone. If you're having that same fear, somebody else is. If you're wondering what's going on, someone else is. One of my struggles has also been being a testimony. The only way I can teach is if I'm a testimony. And I prepared this to send to Antonio, but I don't think I sent it to him. It didn't. So one of the things that I need to find satisfaction with is my testimony. Because I can't teach you without going through the test. And I can't have satisfaction in my testimony when I'm in the middle of a test. And what I'm learning how to do now is teach through the test and be a testimony while in the middle of a test. Because I can't be a testimony about my current test, but I can definitely be a testimony about the last test I went through. So I'm going to ask all of you, how many of you have, while in the process of going through your personal journey, stop being a testimony because you were in the middle of a test? And then how many, and what what happened when you decided that I'm not gonna let this test destroy that testimony? So example, you struggled for months to start a business. Then you finally start that business. There's your testimony. Then you get put through the other test of now your parents are sick and you have to take care of them. And in the middle of that test, it was hard to be a testimony about your business. So using that as an example, how have you been able to be a testimony while in a test?
This flipping event, this flipping event. The fact that I was knowing it was a God idea, and I was like, I'm gonna just throw this whole thing away, and something show up. The event space showed up. The other day I got a text, there's 25 t-shirts gonna be enough. So somebody else bought t-shirts. Somebody else is doing the breakfast snacks. Although we doing the brunch, somebody else is doing breakfast snacks. Every time I say, oh, this is too much, I get a text about what somebody is gonna do. Yesterday, as you know now, I'm doing the decoration myself. That ain't my thing. Somebody in my Bible study group, we went yesterday. Oh, I forgot the event space that we were going to use. It flooded and both of the air conditioners went out. And she had a bigger space with a stage. We went and looked at that. Not only is it a better space, but a better space. She told my friend how she could start her an event space. Then she told me what kind of business who I need to bank with to get more funding. And then we left there and we went to the movies. And then she was like, let's go by Hobby Lobby. She went and picked out decor. That again, that's not my thing, that's her thing. She's like, come over Friday and we're gonna work on that. I got a text message on my way here with some more decor stuff. Come to the house and go through and get what you want. So every time I be like, F this, something show up to say, no, you still in alignment, girl, don't give up. But just a reminder, God will give you more on the way than he will before you start. So you just have to start for him to see that you're going to be faithful in that no matter how things seem to look.
I shade. Look at that. Come on.
Yay, yay. Deanna,
Yes, sir.
number one, this for you. Keep doing what you're doing because your transparency and your honesty is blessing people. I know it's blessing me. All right. So keep it going. Number two, on the same energy that you're talking about, yesterday I was talking to my wife and I was saying to her, I said, you know, what's interesting where I'm at right now. I decided after probably, this was about maybe 4 or 6 months ago, I realized that I was not going to go back to work at the engineering company. I knew that. Well, first of all, they didn't call me back. Okay, that was number one. I'm not good. I'm very good. But wait a minute. No, the reason why one of the reasons why I know they didn't call me back was I'm too expensive. The amount of money they were paying me before the pandemic, things died down, and now that the pandemic is over, they haven't built themselves back up, nor is the enforcement through EPA and HUD like they're supposed to make people take the classes. So they're kind of like, well, hey, Jerome, but no one has reached out to me. I said, well, okay, they haven't reached out to you. Then I had an epiphany, and that epiphany said, Jerome, when you were working for this company, You were doing some things on your own for you, but you made sure that every time you had a class, you had to travel, you had to teach, you made sure that the things that needed to be in place were in place so that when it was time for you to teach, it was always with excellence. You ain't rolling up in Romy Rome's class getting leftovers. You ain't rolling up in there getting, well, I'm having a bad day. No, I don't have bad days. Okay. Out of the 3 companies in Maryland that compete with us, both owners of those 2 companies have approached me twice to try to hire me to come work for them. Thank you, but no thank you. Because the company that I work for has the high standard. Why would I lower my standard when I see? Okay. So I said to myself, talking about alignment, you're talking about being honest. I said, Jerome, now that you're no longer working for that company, you're working for your own company. You need to do the same thing you did for their company, for your company. And if I'm going to be honest, and I don't want to be, I have not fulfilled that knowledge. I have not fulfilled that honesty because I did it I worked for them for 8 years, 8 years or 10 years as a salary employee. And then the last 8 years was a contract employee. Okay. And this is what I did. I had companies who I went out and talked for, and they were paying us 6 figures. And they said, is Jerome still there? And the owner said, yes, sign us up again for class this year. Boom. So I know that I represent that which is good. But if I'm going to do that for somebody else, why don't I do that for Jerome? So I said to myself, Jerome, and it isn't that I'm not working, and it isn't that I'm not making progress. This was something that I recognized and said I needed to do. But if I'm going to be honest and authentic, I have not done it for myself. And that's what I'm wrestling with internally. For example, this morning, Deanna, I sent you and Antonio an email. Okay. You got that email as a result of me trying to go to sleep. I went to sleep for a while, woke up and couldn't go back to sleep. And when I couldn't, I said, you know that this is for your benefit. Why don't you make this happen? So when they are able to do what they need to do, they'll have what they need, and boom, 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 bam. And I didn't even go back to sleep because I was doing something for myself. And the other thing I said to myself is, even if I'm not doing that part that I said I needed to do, I need to make sure that I'm doing things that are progressive and profitable for me. So one of the things that I said was, Jerome, set up a program from what you had before you so that you're doing the same thing you did for that company. And I haven't done that, but I've been kicking myself in the butt because I have no excuse. I have no reason for not at least setting it up. I may run into an obstacle doing it, but I haven't set it up, and I had no problem setting it up for someone else's dream. Doesn't my dream count? Isn't my dream important? Isn't the things I want for my success important? They are. Then why am I not? So I enjoyed Renee and I enjoyed Trinace talking about our representative, because that's what we do sometimes. We're either allowing our representative to go before us and not ourselves. Okay. And there's no sense. I'm not going to make the excuse because I know who's at fault. It's Jerome. And there's nobody else around me, because those around me and those other entities that I'm working with, I realize that as long as I'm working on what I need to do, once I finish that, then I can go check on that. But I haven't done that. So I said, Jerome, make sure. So that's what's running through my head right now in reference to something as nothing more than simple of saying, okay, Jerome, what's your game plan? What are you going to do when I get off this call? What am I going to do for the next hour, 2 hours? What am I going to do later in the day? What am I going to do? And there's certain things already on my schedule, but there's certain things that are not on my schedule that I can put on my schedule to at least say, I'm going to make an attempt. I'm going to try. I haven't done that. And I have no reasonable excuse for why I haven't done it. And I'm not pleased with myself for not doing it, because at least at a minimum, set it up. Forget about doing it, set it up. And I know that when I do stuff, I don't do it halfway. I don't do it willy-nilly. I do it in excellence. Come on, Jerome. Who you playing with? So that's why I laugh sometimes and be sitting there going, Lord, I ain't gonna say nothing because I know. But Alice and I were having this conversation yesterday because I see progress, I see growth, I see things, but that's not enough. And the other thing I want to say is, until I started coming to this group, I didn't know where I was. That programming, I had to deal with it. Once I recognized it was the programming, then I had to put something in place and say, well, what are you going to do about that? So I started doing that. And then I realized I wasn't satisfied with what I had. I wasn't satisfied with where I was. And when I looked around me, I ran into others out there who operate in excellence. And I said, Jerome, that's your mentality. Then if that's the case, what about your harvest? How come you don't have what you're looking for? Because if that's what you do, then that should be reflected in your harvest. And it's not. So that means there's some things you need to work on. So I'm not even mad. Antonio said everything is perfect. He's absolutely right. I am not behind schedule. I'm exactly where I need to be, because one of the things I had to do was figure out who this guy is. Who are you, Jerome? What is it you really like? What is it you really want? And what are you willing to sacrifice and do to get that? Because I've done some stuff. And when I looked at my harvest, I'm like, damn, this all I get? This all I got? No, that ain't gonna, I can do better than that. Today, I told you, I put the book in the lady's hands to write the movie. Today, one of the ladies at Sam's Club, who bought the book and loves it. And I said to her, oh, by the way, I put the book in my friend's hand. I took to her 4 years ago. She said she's gonna look at it, see it turns the movie. She said, what? She said, let me tell you something. If they do, I want a part in it. I said, stop. So Sunday, oh, that wasn't the end of it. On Sunday, one of the guys in my church who bought the book, he's a musician, organ, piano, writes songs, does music, said, hey, if that's the case, hey, I'd like to do some music. Wait. When you operate in excellence, talk about that law of attraction, it comes there. I didn't ask for that. I was just sharing with them the progress. I was sharing with them the growth. And they were like, well, wait, no, Jerome. I want some of that too, because what you got is good. Hello. So I just want to share that with you. Hey.
Thank you for sharing, Uncle Romy Rome. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Trinace. Thank you, Uncle Romy Rome. Thank you, Miss Susan. I love it. I love it. And so, Uncle Romy Rome, you mentioned time. And one of the things that I sent to Antonio yesterday was, I told him, I said, oh, wait, hold on, that's not the bread. That's Grace. I told him, I told him, I said, there is no such thing as time, but time is all I think about. The how, the when, and I even said, so before I say this next part, I messaged Grace quietly, and I told her, I said, I'm off today. I'm being transparent. I told Grace, I said, I'm a little off today. It doesn't feel right. And this is why, because I know what I teach, but here recently I haven't seen myself as a testimony. So the reason why I'm off, I feel a little off today, is because what I'm talking to you guys about is what I'm currently struggling with. So there.
So you actually walking through it. So that's actually how I write my books, based on what I'm walking through. So just keep going. Just keep going. You look like you're about to cry. Don't do that.
I'm trying not to, girl. It
Oh
just
yeah, no, no,
happening.
no, 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 no. We want all them tears. Come on.
That's it. We want all them
Tell them,
Oprah tears.
we need all them tears. Come on, stop playing.
We is
Stop
not doing
playing.
Oprah at Starbucks, okay? We
Come
is
on.
not doing Oprah at Starbucks.
Come on, DeMarie.
No, but it's because I always, anytime I teach y'all, I always tell y'all, I'm gonna tell you, if I'm talking to you, I'm gonna talk to you from a point that I've been through it, got out of it. This is how I did it. I'm currently going through it. This is where I'm at. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm currently going through it, and this is where I'm at. I'm not trying to find the satisfaction in the personal growth and battling with the self-sabotage and the fear of failure and the comfort zone mentality. Because let me tell y'all something. Me and God gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because he didn't tell me that he was gonna move my whole life.
Why would he tell you that? If he told you that, you wouldn't have done that. Okay.
But he know me, Grace. He know he gotta tell me these things so I can mentally prepare for it.
No, Abraham, he's not going to tell you. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Mind your Bible, Grace. Mind your Bible.
Sorry.
Me and Abraham, 2 minutes to you. You ain't gonna go quiet on me. You gonna talk to me. You just gonna talk to me. But it's you know, do y'all know, basically, when we start our personal journeys, we don't know what it's gonna be like. I saw this video on TikTok, and this guy, it was like, you know, your awareness, your ascension journey, something along that lines. And he first started, you know, how we all get. We get excited when we just get quiet and we start reading. And then we have all these revelations and we want to share it with everybody. But then not everybody's feeling us, so we kind of seep back into sadness. But then we actually do some more digging, and then we get quiet to ourselves because all these other different revelations just start kicking in. Revelations that we never even considered. Revelations of the fact that we are one. Revelations of the fact that what I do unto you, I do unto myself. Revelations of the fact that I can talk to my ancestors. Revelation of like so many different things. And that's been my path. Like I've learned so much and then I stopped because at some point, after you have all these revelations, at some point, you get the feeling of how heavy your journey is about to get. You can feel the battles and the wars that you are about to fight. And that comfort zone, damn, it looks damn good. When I tell y'all, comfort zone has been really good, and I've been loving being in it. But see, now it's the battle of. You can go gently into the night, or you can go kicking and screaming as I pull you to your purpose. And that's where I'm at. I'm at the precipice of deciding if I want to go quietly in the night or if he gonna have to pull me kicking and screaming. Because that comfort, because I know what's ahead. Like I feel it. And a part of me, with the messages that I received from my ancestors, even with the message Prophet Jerry gave me, I had to go back and read it. And when I went back and read it, it gave me two emotions. And I'm gonna read it to y'all, just so y'all can y'all can feel me on this. I had two emotions, Prophet. Let me tell you. So Prophet Jerry, when he was giving out his prophecy, said, Deanna, This birthing that I have put you in the season will bring breakthrough in the family. Continue listening to the ancestors. They are talking as I spoke before to you about your son. Then he put sons, plural, your sons, will not want for nothing. Continue to bring light into my people. I had two emotions in that. The first one was okay. I feel the battle, but he's telling me about the peace.
Watch it.
That's the first emotion. The second emotion, I have one little black boy. Now you're telling me there's going to be more. And that makes me scared because I think about the battle and not the peace. Because he also said they will want for nothing. He verbally said that when I heard that. So my fear of failure is not clashing. My fear of failure is moving me to stay in my comfort zone mentality because I feel the battles. I feel the war. There's one war, many battles, but there's one war. I feel the war now. And I feel the battles that are leading to the war. And it is hard because what if I fail in preparing everyone for the war? What if I fail these little black birds? What if I fail my family? Because here recently it's been harder. And
What
harder
if you
here.
succeed? Hello. Hello. Do you look at these boxes? Look, Deanna, look at these boxes. These boxes are sitting here listening and watching you move through what you're going through. And I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm listening. I'm ministered. I'm being blessed. I also recognize that you're sitting in the seat that normally Antonio sits in. Well, guess what? God has got him doing something else. This is your place. And this place that you're in right now is accelerating you to get where you need to be. Hello. And there are those like us, like me, who are sitting here being blessed because I don't come off and speak a whole lot. And then when I do, I say what I gotta say. But there's a purpose. And like I told you earlier, I'm being ministered to, I'm being blessed. I was honest about where I'm slacking, where I'm holding back. And it's not complicated. But I'm cheating myself if I don't take that one little thing that I said 6 months ago and put it in place. And here's the deal, Deanna. When everything comes together, it's gonna blow up. God done already told me, Jerome, you're gonna blow up, homeboy. You're gonna be out there. But I gotta equip you on the journey. Because when I equip you on the journey, when that dumb stuff comes, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the dumb stuff, because it's gonna come, you will be equipped. That's what's happening to you right now. Because I don't see the same Deanna that I saw 2 years ago, that I saw a year ago. And I'm telling you, the Deanna I see right now, I'm like, damn. I wish I could articulate and tell people the difference between the old Deanna and the new one. I can't. But I will tell you this. I like what I see. I love your authenticity. I love your honesty. I love your struggle. Because guess what? I'm not struggling alone. Isn't Antonio's mantra, nobody suffers alone? I'm not the only one suffering. You're suffering. Renee's suffering. Trinae's, we're not suffering alone. And we're moving forward in this battle. So what happens if you succeed? I'm gonna tell you right now, you're going to succeed. You've come too far. And also, guess what else? you're too hungry. You're too hungry. When I see what you're doing right now with your books and now with your podcast and blah, 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 like that, you're blowing the roof off the sucker. Now, are you doing everything? No. It's going to come with time. But you have moved into a different arena. You have gone to a different level from a year ago, from 2 years ago. I'm telling you that right now. And yet be honest about what you haven't done and what you need to do, because that's part of the process. And I'm telling you, Deanna, too many folks out there, I don't know if they're going to ever reach where you are. I said it about myself. That's why I'm not behind. And I said, I'm saying myself earlier, I think you're in your late 30s. Am I correct? Late 30s, early 40s?
Me? You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I love you so much. I am 40. I hit 40
Okay,
this
so you're
year.
40. Now here's the deal. I will turn
Technically 37.
67. I will turn 67 next month. So think about this, Deanna. You want to wait 27 years to get where I'm at right now? I don't think so. Not when you're where you are now, but I'm not behind. I know I'm not behind, and I refuse to accept that. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I've been more at peace now than I've ever been, because I watch God doing stuff and he's blowing my socks off. He said, Rome, I got this. I got you. But there's stuff you got to do too, homeboy. Hello. So then I'm there. I'm going to keep listening, and I'm going to keep whooping your butt if you need to get it whooped. Okay. Because I'm telling you right now, you're exactly where you need to be. Stay hungry, keep moving, and keep being authentic. Keep being honest with yourself, because that's where that growth comes. Because you're not going to sit there and take that honesty and go, well, that doesn't matter. No, you're going to sit there and say, comfort zone isn't the place I need to be. Now, what am I going to do about that comfort zone? How am I going to put that comfort zone where it belongs? Because the comfort zone in and of itself isn't a bad thing if you're about mediocrity. You're not about mediocrity. So you're not going to hang out in the comfort zone. Oh, hello? That's not what you do. But we do. I do that sometimes. Put my feet up, relax, put on the computer and Facebook and all that crap, whatever like that. And I be sitting there, Jerome, what you doing? Jerome, what you? Okay, boom. Just like, see, you got to kick your own butt sometimes. Ain't nobody there but you and yourself. Bingo. And then you don't grab the guilt that goes with that, because you didn't do as much as you could have done, because you did exactly what you needed to do. And when you recognize that, then you'll put things into place. Well, that will dwindle and dwindle. And the next thing you know, turn around, everything you're doing is in a spirit of excellence. Hello. So congratulations. I like what I'm seeing. I'm liking what you're doing. Continue on the pathway. And if you keep getting on these boxes, you're going to keep getting feedback from me, especially if I see you going in the wrong direction. I'm going to go, excuse me, Deanna, hello, no correction, excuse me, what you doing? Talk to me, Deanna. Didn't you say? Blah, 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 blah. No correction. Hey, just wanted to say that.
Can I just say one?
Jerome.
I'll
We
Yes,
got
sir.
Prophet Jerome now.
Ah,
We got now Prophet Jerry and Prophet Jerome.
thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Uncle Roby Rome. Thank you so much. I love you. Miss Adonia, I heard you unmute.
I just want to say one thing to you. Everything he said, but here's the one extra. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. These fears, these things you're saying, I might, I can't, stop. That's negative. What you do is what you do. What you did is what you did. That's gone. That's gone. It's no longer. Focus on what you want. What I see is what Jerome sees. You are not the same person. You have this beautiful aura about you. You have a confidence. You are speaking, you're articulate, and you have lots to say. Focus on what you want. That's it.
I totally agree with that, Deanna.
listening to you on Saturday, it was really a blessing to me, and just to hear you and the change. I haven't been there that long, but wow, I can really tell the difference, and I could really hear it on Saturday when I was listening to you. I think you were great. So yeah, keep going. I'm trying to get where you are. Keep helping me too.
I got you, Miss Janice. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Adonia. And thank you. Yes, ma'am, Grace. Grace sent me a mess. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to say something to Miss Adonia. Yesterday, Antonio told me, said, hold on, I gotta go find it. He told me to stay away. Hold on. Oh wait, it's not that thread, it's in another thread. So sorry. Okay, so he told me to stay away from discouragement. And what Miss Adonia just pointed out to me was when Antonio told me that, my thought instantly went into external discouragement. Miss Adonia, you just pointed out to me my internal discouragement. Because I'm saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. I'm discouraging myself. I don't need external discouragement. So thank you, Mr. Don. Because Antonio planted the seed yesterday and you brought it home today. Uncle Romy Rome, Antonio planted some seeds yesterday and you brought it home today. Because he was telling me some things. He even told me, he said, listen to what Jerome is saying. He said, Jerome is saying everything I wanted to tell you yesterday, but didn't. Antonio normally tells me things, but when Source tells him don't say nothing, you don't say nothing. Because I guess Source knew if it would have come from him, I wouldn't have really received it. But since Uncle Rolly Roll that unmuted his mic a few times, and we know he don't do that. And I know he don't do that. I have received everything that was said. And I thank y'all. I thank both of you. I thank
Indiana,
everybody. Yes, sir.
Indiana, I gotta follow my own advice.
That part too. My communication with my ancestors happens a few different ways. I'm a big kid, so they use the clouds, i.e. chorus. I'm an artist, so they use music. And yesterday, the song Bigger by Beyonce, I was reminded you need to go back and listen to it. And listen to it. And it reminded me, okay, stop focusing on today. Because what you are doing is bigger. Who you are is bigger. And in my human experience, my fear of failure, my comfort zone, even the time where I have lack of motivation, the times where I let external factors influence me, is when I'm in my human experience, when I am unapologetically human. And that song reminds me, yes, you are human, but you're bigger than that. And because you're bigger than that, you need to remember the things that you have learned so you can move and be, as Antonio was saying, about your father's business. I have a tendency to, when I fight battles, I want to win them then and now. When I go to war, the war is over when I say it's over. The battles that I told y'all I feel that are coming, and the war that I feel, I also know it's not going to be done in this lifetime, if that makes sense. And that irritates me because I just said. But what I have been learning, which is, I believe, part of why I'm going through what I'm going through, is Antonio always talks about his favorite movie, Cloud Atlas. At the very end of that movie, the gentleman, his name, but he was talking to his father-in-law, and his father-in-law is a Southern slave owner. And he was talking to his father-in-law, and he had burned a contract with some Northerners for slave trade. And his father-in-law flipped out and he said, I'm no longer going to be a part of it, but I am going to be a part of the solution. And his father-in-law was like, you will never make a change, you're but a drop in the ocean. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, well, what is that? But the ocean is nothing but multiple drops. And during this process, I am learning that I am but a drop. While a significant drop, I am but a drop, because it's going to take all of us to make a change. And when I think about it's going to take all of us to make a change, and I think about my place in that all of us, it gets scary. It gets scary, and I look at everyone like Uncle Jerome said, all these squares. I look at these squares, and I think about my responsibility to the people in this, to you guys in these squares, and that makes me even more nervous because y'all are family. And what if I fail my family? What if I fail the ones closest to me? What if I fail the ones that I spend more time with than my blood relatives? So I thank y'all. I really do. For the kick swift in the tail. And I thank you, Mr. Daniel, for reminding me that the discouragement isn't coming from outside. It's coming from me. It's a shadow in me that I didn't see, that y'all just helped me shed a light on. So I appreciate all of you. I really do. Thank you. Huh, I feel better. Thank y'all. Y'all help me talk it through. But before, so we're gonna close out early today. Before we do that though, Grace, do we have any sponsors? Do we have any announcements from the sponsors?
You know I do. Listen, first of all, go ahead, make sure that I'm gonna put it back in the chat. Make sure you get on however you get your podcast, go there and subscribe to Always Becoming, to the Always Becoming podcast. Okay, click on one of those and subscribe, follow it, so you can always get the current and latest episodes. Okay. Secondly, don't y'all waste no time. Get these tickets. Get these tickets. Okay. Flash sale is going on right now. The Labor Day flash sale until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. Not Eastern Time. If he tells me something different, then I'll let y'all know. But for right now, it's 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Get in on this Labor Day flash sale so that you can get your WonderCon tickets for 60% off. Listen, okay? 60% off? Listen, you know you go to stores and shop when they had that 60% off sale. You do not waste time. You don't tarry. So come on. Only way you can get it is call me. If you go through the website, the full price is on the website. Now, we're not going to deter you, okay? We don't hinder anybody. We don't block blessings. But if you want this 60% off, call or text me, okay? Call or text me, 6304. Okay? Numbers in the chat if you don't have it, okay? but call or text me. So you can get your tickets, we can hook you up, and I will let Antonio know, hey, so-and-so got the diamond ticket, they ready, they coming in person. So-and-so got their virtual diamond ticket, whatever, however you want to, get your ticket. But in person or virtual, those are the prices. Call me, we can get you going. That's that.
All right. Also, I want to thank God and the universe that Mr. Phil and Mrs. Susan are at home because the storm it swung by there and then it paused for a second. It was like, well, no, we're not gonna hit what Phil and Susan say, so we're gonna swing this way. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna rain and blow some wind on it, but we ain't gonna do too much damage. Cause I text this to the checkup. I said, hey, y'all went in that storm surge area where y'all? She said, no, this is what happened. So good. So we just want to be grateful that the parents of the ATS are safe, secure, and in their home. We are sending y'all hugs, and we are so grateful that y'all are safe. Let me tell you something. I had a few people ask me about y'all. I'm like, no, they're safe.
Oh,
They are
last thing, Talisha will be speaking tonight on Bureau Bureau keynotes.
All right. That'll be at 7 p.m. tonight. Go ahead, Miss Susan. I see you unmuted.
Oh, I just said, when we're like, an hour from Tampa. So we were in hurricane warning right up to the very, very last, this, and it just like, unfortunately went to another area, just a little bit up. So we left, the day before and went to our daughters. And the drive was okay, but coming back, we were in just torrential rains where you couldn't even see or anything. And then we saw all the damage, as we came back. But it just at the last curved just enough. And, fortunately for Tampa and then all of us, because that's heavily populated, it would have been a lot worse. It was in a rural area, less populated, but the people there, struggle anyway. So it's sad for them and they need our prayers.
Thank you, Miss Susan. So prayers definitely still going out to the Florida residents who were still hit. We are thankful that the hurricane was like, oh, wait. Oh, y'all, the Sorrentino stay over there. We got to go this way. We're grateful. We are grateful. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow morning. But of course, tonight, for those of you that are part of the Bureau, we'll see you at 7 p.m. Central for Talisha Thomas. Thank you all so much. And I hope that your imagination will always be a celebration of you. Love y'all.
Love you more.
Love you more. I got you, Renee.
Love you more.